In this onboarding tour, we will take a look at the main features of Aqua IDE. When you first launch Aqua, you are greeted by the welcome screen. Here you can decide if you want to create a new project, open an existing one, or connect to a remote repository. If you want to open an existing project, you need to navigate to the folder that contains it. After you've selected your project, Aqua will import and analyze it. If some dependencies are missing, the IDE will prompt you to install them, and once that's done, you can start working with your tests. If your project is stored in a remote repository, Aqua allows you to quickly clone it by providing a web URL to one of the supported version control systems. As an alternative, you can log into your version control system account and select the repository that you want to clone. Finally, you can create a new project using Aqua's intuitive project configurator. With its support for popular test automation frameworks such as Selenium, Cypress, and Playwright, as well as a variety of programming languages and tools, Aqua allows you to configure the project according to your needs. Before creating your project, you can also specify what dependencies you want to install. As you can see, Aqua offers a quick and intuitive way to start working with your project. Once you've accessed your project, you are taken to the IDE's main window. Aqua's interface consists of many components, but you'll do most of your work in the code editor and various tool windows. Before proceeding to the main interface elements, let's take a look at the widgets located in the main window header. The project widget shows the current project's name and allows you to switch between recently opened projects, create new projects, and open existing ones. The VCS widget shows the current branch, allows you to switch to other branches, and provides the most popular VCS actions like update project, commit, and push. The Run widget allows you to start run and debug configurations or select other configurations to run. It also lets you edit, pin, or delete configurations. Now, let's continue with tool windows. Tool windows provide functionality that supplements code editing. There are plenty of tool windows, each one intended to perform a specific set of actions. By default, tool windows are docked to the sides and bottom of the main window. For example, the Project tool window shows you the structure of the project and allows you to perform various tasks such as creating new files, opening files in the editor, and so on. Other tool windows may let you work with a version control system, use the terminal, run or debug your code, and much more. Let's move on to the area you will be interacting with the most, the code editor. It is used to read, write, and explore the source code. The editor has a couple of functional elements that will assist you during your work. The gutter, for example, shows line numbers, annotations, and context-dependent action icons. From the gutter, you can run or debug your code, modify run configurations, or set breakpoints. The tabs at the top of the editor represent open files and allow you to quickly switch between them. The last functional element of the editor is a scroll bar. In addition to its main function, it also shows errors, warnings, and suggestions in the current file. You can click the stripe that represents a problem to quickly navigate to the line where the issue is located and fix it. Now that we've reviewed the editor, we will briefly take a look at the navigation and status bars located at the bottom of the main window. A quick alternative to the project tool window, the navigation bar allows you to navigate the structure of your project and open files for editing. It also allows you to go to a specific place in the open file. The status bar contains widgets that indicate the overall status of the project and the IDE, as well as provide access to various settings. Now you're familiar with the main elements of Aqua's user interface. The interface in Aqua is very modular, allowing you to arrange its elements in whatever way you find best. For example, you can move the navigation bar to the top, drag the tool windows to a specific position on the screen, or even split the editor to work on 2 files in parallel. As a result, you will have a workspace configured specifically for your convenience. Now that we've covered the most important elements of Aqua's interface, let's quickly go over a couple of shortcuts that will make your work in the IDE easier. The most useful shortcut, Double Shift, opens the Search Everywhere pop-up and allows you to find any file, action, class, symbol, tool window, or setting. If you simply want to find and execute a specific action, open a tool window, or search for a setting, press Command-Shift-A on Mac or Control-Shift-A on Windows and enter your request. To navigate to a specific file in the project, press Command-Shift-O on Mac or Control-Shift-N on Windows and type the name of the file. To see the list of files you've been working on recently, press Command-E on Mac or Control-E on Windows. To take a look at your project structure, use the Command-1 shortcut on Mac or Alt-1 on Windows. This will open the Project tool window, which you can use to navigate through the project and manage files. There are also similar shortcuts that open other tool windows. When working in the editor, Aqua can provide quick fixes for errors and warnings, code improvements, or shortcuts to specific actions. To review these options, place the caret where you want to see the list of suggestions and press Option-Enter on Mac or Alt-Enter on Windows. Aqua has shortcuts for almost any action. The ones we reviewed are the basic hotkeys that will help you get started with Aqua. The Web Inspector is a handy tool for writing and maintaining UI tests. It includes an embedded browser that displays the page structure and helps generate unique CSS or XPath locators for elements you select on the web page. The Web Inspector is extremely easy to use. Just open the web page, switch to the selection mode, and pick the desired element. Aqua will suggest the most suitable CSS or XPath locator to uniquely identify the selected element. If the suggested option doesn't work for you, you can choose from a list of alternative locators or compose your own with instant feedback. The composed or generated locator can then be added to your code using the Add Element to Code action or copied manually. The Add Element to Code action will generate a source code expression that captures the selected element corresponding to the supported language and framework. The Web Inspector indicates if the selected element is not in the root frame. In this case, Aqua will generate the frame switching code for you if possible. Another issue addressed by the Web Inspector is locator validation. When working with tests, you want to be sure that the specified locators in the source code are valid and point to the correct element on the web page. Aqua evaluates the locators from your code in the Web Inspector and displays the number of matches next to them. A locator may require your attention if multiple or zero matches are indicated. To verify that the locator points to the correct element, click the icon next to it. This opens the Web Inspector and highlights the corresponding element on the web page. The Web Inspector is an extremely convenient tool that helps you write reliable tests. Similar to other JetBrains IDEs, Aqua has powerful code completion and refactoring capabilities. Refactoring features can help you improve the structure of your code. For example, the introduce variable refactoring can be invoked to replace a static value used in your test with a variable. Another example is the rename refactoring, which can be used to change the names of methods, classes, variables, files, directories, and so on. When it comes to writing code, Aqua helps you complete the names of classes, methods, keywords, and so on. Just start typing and select the most appropriate suggestions that appear in the pop-up. Code completion also works for CSS and XPath locators, suggesting values from the web page opened in the Web Inspector. All these features can significantly improve your test writing experience, promoting efficiency and code quality. When testing an API, you are typically required to compose HTTP requests that interact with the API endpoints and verify the expected behavior. Aqua allows you to create and execute HTTP, WebSocket, or gRPC requests directly in the code editor. All you have to do is to create an HTTP request file. The request itself can be imported from a Postman collection or converted from a CURL command. When importing from Postman, you can also attach an environment file containing variables used in the requests. To convert a CURL command to an HTTP request, simply copy the CURL command to the clipboard and paste it in the code editor. Aqua will automatically convert it to the HTTP request. Alternatively, you can add a request template and modify it according to your needs. Code completion will help you with that. Once the request is written, you can execute it and review the received response, which Aqua automatically saves into a separate file. Aqua also allows you to add dynamic assertions to your requests. You can write JavaScript code that will validate data contained in the response you receive. All this makes the HTTP client a powerful tool for API testing. Aqua's support of the database management functionality allows you to establish a connection to virtually any database, giving you the ability to maintain and interact with the data it holds. You can start working with a database by creating and configuring a data source. Once it's configured, you can perform your regular database routines, managing tables, reviewing and modifying data, running SQL scripts, and so on. When it comes to tables and data, Aqua offers a convenient alternative to writing SQL queries. You can manage tables through Aqua's UI. This includes the ability to add and delete columns and rows, populate the tables with data, apply filters for efficient table navigation, and other useful features. To run SQL queries, use the query console. Aqua will help you compose and execute the statements. Database management support simplifies the process of working with test data and preparing multiple test environments. If your workflow involves running tests in isolated environments, Aqua can help you with that. With Docker integration, Aqua provides assistance for creating Docker images, running Docker containers, managing Docker Compose applications, using public and private Docker registries, and much more. A connection to Docker can be established in the Services tool window. Once set up, you can start performing all Docker-related actions directly from the IDE. This includes pulling and pushing images, creating and running containers, and managing their execution. Aqua can also help you create your own images. Just add a Docker file and configure it according to your needs. Integration with Docker greatly improves your ability to work with multiple testing environments. When working on a project, it is essential to track, organize, and control source code changes. Aqua makes this easy by integrating with a variety of version control systems, allowing you to perform VCS-related operations directly from the IDE. If your current project is not shared in a VCS, but you want to give version control a try, you can enable the integration with your chosen version control system at any time. For example, if you want to share your project on GitHub, all you have to do is log into your account and Aqua will handle the rest. As a result, a new repository will be created for your project on GitHub. Integration of a version control system helps you to collaborate with your team members and track the changes you made to your project. We hope that this onboarding tour helped you get a better sense of Aqua's capabilities. If you want to get more information about Aqua's features, you can refer to our documentation. Follow us on Twitter to get the latest Aqua news and updates. Thank you for watching.